So it's an awesome, fast-paced game that has some MOBA-ish, Team Fortress elements.
I feel like it's going to have a tactical feel like Counter-Strike, but still that kind of fast-paced TF2 gameplay.
I'm a big fan of Team Fortress 2. This game reminds me a lot of it. This game has more classes and it has enough differences for me to warrant my attention.
It's similar in team composition. You've got a few more people per team, I believe. I haven't played Team Fortress in a while, but we're 6-on-6 here. You've got a few different game types. We played the kind of push and defend the point, which is a lot of fun. We didn't get a chance to do any kind of team deathmatch or anything like that, though.
Well, I'm a big fan of Team Fortress 2, and I love playing the healing classes, and I think these ones are going to be really cool and a little bit different. You also have that support class, which is coming in, which is really cool. I like the art style. It's very colorful and kind of like new looking, I guess.
I love the art style. It's just like a beautiful looking game.
It has this really cool, futuristic aesthetic, but it kind of goes back to like a utopian age to it, like kind of like 1950s golden age sci-fi, and then mixing that with, cartoons and comic books.
Oh, it's just visually amazing. Something Blizzard's always been good at, and Blizzard tends to always deliver very amazing content.
All the characters I think are interesting. The characters, the play style, it just looks kind of unique.
There's just a really cool character design. I've loved it. We played it a couple times so far this weekend.
Tracer is probably my favorite right now. It's really fast-paced. I mean, the abilities and all the movement is really, really interesting. I can see her having like an insanely high skill cap and just being someone that you can put hundreds of hours into and keep learning. You can basically dash forward and do this kind of blink move where you skip forward a few meters and you've got charges of that. And then once every 10 seconds you can backtrack and it basically reverses everything that's happened in the past 10 seconds. So any health you've lost, it takes you back to your last position. And even though you've got such a tiny amount of health, only about 150, she is one of the most survivable characters just because she blinks everywhere and then backtracks as soon as she takes damage.
I spent the most time with Farah, the rocket girl with the jetpacks. I like soldier type characters like from Team Fortress 2. She's got area of effect with her rockets. She's got jump jets that can kind of get you up into the air. Her ultimate's a kind of salvo, just unleashes all these missiles onto the crowd, and you can kind of hover above, kill 4 or 5 people at once. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, not just the variety, but the fact that each of them looks like it's going to have its distinct and own play style that will make it a unique experience.
Doesn't look like your normal first-person shooter.
I mean, abilities change everything. It's like never really been fully explored properly in an FPS shooter before, so coming from a TF2 background, it's pretty interesting to kind of get into and have fun with.
Well, I like the genre, I like the competitiveness, but I really think that this is going to provide some depth that I haven't seen in other games to the genre, which I'm excited about. There are a lot of different classes. It looks like it's going to add a ton of variety, and that's going to make it a new experience, I think.
Exploring kind of character abilities to the extent that they've done in Overwatch hasn't really been done before or nearly this well. So for me, it's totally new gameplay experience.
It's a Blizzard game, and I like the majority of Blizzard games. They're really high quality.
I just love Blizzard's production value on everything. They always do a nice, flashy job. They give the audience what they want.
I'm a little biased. I love anything Blizzard puts out, but I mean, this is crazy polished for how recently it came. They put it on the floor.
I mean, anything coming out of Blizzard is always polished. You can always trust them to do something to an insane degree of just quality. And I mean, this already feels like it's playing better than half the games out there at the moment, and it's a year away from going into a closed beta. So, I mean, this is Blizzard. It's always going to be like that.
Being a Blizzard game, I think definitely pushes it towards, Blizzard does release great games despite maybe some launch mishaps they may have had. But they have those mishaps because they launch incredible games and everyone wants to play them.
Blizzard has a sense of world building unlike any other, so I'm really excited to see what kind of mythology they build out of these people.